What's up, wine hunters? It's David. Today, we're going to talk about 5 of our favorite wineries in the Mornington Peninsula. In our opinion, the Mornington is Australia's best region for Pinot Noir and for Chardonnay. The Mornington gives these wines an earthiness and a subtle minerality that really brings out the aromatics and establishes a beautiful texture in these wines. Really extraordinary wines. Now, the Mornington is just 1 hour out of Melbourne, so it's a pretty big tourist draw. In our opinion, the harried experiences you can find there sometimes undermine the wine experience, but don't let that dissuade you. There is glorious wine there and you need to try it. When you do go visit the Mornington, these are our 5 favorite wineries. Number 1, Murdoch Estate. Murdoch Estate really was an Australian pioneer in wild yeast fermentation. Now what that means is that with wild yeast fermentation, you're letting the wine essentially make itself, whereas most commercial wineries introduce foreign yeast. And yes, that streamlines the process and makes it more predictable, but it also yields a more boring wine. In the wrong hands, wild yeast fermentation can lead to an unbalanced wine, but for a master like Murdoch, what it means is that these wines really capture the essence of the season and of the land whence they came. Gloriously, extraordinarily complex wines and just so delicious. Number 2, Stonehaven. Stonehaven, in our opinion, produces the quintessential Mornington Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. If you wanted to understand what Mornington Peninsula means for Pinot and Chardonnay, have to say Stonehaven is our number 1 pick. These wines really capture that minerality that I was talking about, and they bring up subtle earthiness. They're very drinkable, but they're also beautifully complex. Really picture perfect Mornington Peninsula Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, Stonehaven. Make sure you check them out. Chirping Bird. Chirping Bird is something different and really quite refreshing for the Mornington. There's no pretense or arrogance to this place. Chirping Bird crafts juicy wines with elevated fruit profile that really brings out the lighter and the brighter side of Mornington wine. Yes, they're easy drinking, but they also have a subtle complexity that makes them so rewarding. And best of all, the people behind Chirping Bird are just wonderful, wonderful people. Make sure you stop in and tell them we said hello when you do. Paradigm Hill. Paradigm Hill happens to be in the Mornington Peninsula, but it makes some of the most complex wines you will find in all of Australia. It's almost mind-blowing how many flavors they can cram into one bottle. It's staggering. I mean, literally, you could spend hours drinking one Paradigm Hill wine, and you still wouldn't be able to tease out all the layers of complexity and flavor in that wine. Incredible wines. You really have to check these guys out. Unique in all of Australia. Yabby Lake. Yabby Lake is a Pinot Noir specialist. Easily one of the top 20 Pinot Noir producers in all of Australia. And I think what I love the most about Yabby Lake is that they always have 4 or 5, even sometimes 6 or 7 Pinot Noirs on tasting. So it's really such a magical experience. When you taste these 2 Pinot Noirs side by side and see the subtle differences and sometimes not so subtle differences, and when you realize the fruit that these wines come from sit only 25 meters apart in the same vineyard, it's really just such a neat experience, and we'll better understand wine and what terroir really means to wine when you go to a place like Yabby Lake. Now, I know we said that this is our Mornington Peninsula top 5, but we're going to give you a bonus today because we really had 6. Montalto. Winemaker Simon Black is a supremely talented man, and with Montalto's sterling fruit behind him, he is producing striking wines. I mean, striking really is the right word for these wines. Yes, they are kind of quintessential Mornington in the sense they do tick the typical boxes that you'd expect from Mornington Chardonnay or Mornington Pinot Noir, but they also have an edge and a real character about them. It's cool, it's new, and we just love it. Also, Montalto has a very cool sculpture garden. It's probably our favorite non-wine attraction in the Mornington Peninsula. Unfortunately, it's a lot of other people's favorite as well, so you can expect droves of tourists there, but be patient, it is worth the wait. And I guess in closing, I would say, I really do hope that you'll go visit the Mornington and check out these wineries. If you have not understood the allure of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay before now, these places will make you a believer. There is magic to be had here. Please go check them out. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys next time.